Aries, what is up, y'all? How you doing? It's time to take a little look and see what's going on with your situation for the third week of June. June week 3, weekly check-in. So, for those of you who need a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that right down here in the description of this video, okay? All right, let's hop right into this. I don't have anything I need to babble about. So, remember, this is just a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview. So let's just see what's happening with your situation. And let's try to focus in on the person you're dealing with. What's happening in Aries' situation? Third week of June. Oh, 2 of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign. I got a couple more things I want to say about that, but I'm going to hold off. Ooh, and the High Priestess. Okay. Yep. There could be a suspected third party in the mix here. And I say suspected because this is just the first general energetic overview spread of the whole reading. So I'm not saying that there is or there isn't, but I'm feeling like your intuition is telling you that this person may be juggling you and someone else. And we got the 8 of Cups here. So some of y'all have either just walked away from this or you're about to. Walking away from this pissed off. Yeah, the person that you're dealing with, I don't want to say that yet. I don't want to say that yet. It's giving me a little bit about them, but not a whole lot. But you are highly suspicious. And with the only thing that I'm getting on the person you're dealing with is the 5 of Swords here. So far, I'm kind of leaning towards you being right, that they probably are up to something shady, because 5 of Swords, yeah, that's not a... No, that's the 7 of Swords, isn't it? Yeah, that's the 7 of Swords. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. Yeah, so... Yeah, I'm not really trusting this person. And the 7 of Cups. Yeah, I'm not really trusting them. And if this is telling me that you're this close to just walking the fuck away from this. Okay. Some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I also have Taurus and Cancer. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. But let's look at this person's truest feelings, energies, and intentions. I'm curious now. That 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups comes up. That's not good, dude. What's this person's feelings, energies, and intentions? What kind of person are they in general? Ooh, 5 of Wands reversed. Yeah. I think they kind of know that something that they're up to could cause conflict. So, yeah, Fool reversed. Yep, 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords. Yeah. I think that they have a decision they need to make, and it feels like with the 3 of Swords here, they don't know who they want to be with. Let's put it that way. Now, remember, this is a general energetic overview. It depends on if you're dealing with a current person, a potential new person, or a past person. So I'm trying to make it as general as possible. There's another energy in the mix here. You know, so there's definitely somebody else they don't know who they want to be with. Or if they want to be with anyone. Maybe they just want to be single. 7 of Cups again. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Ten of Cups reversed. They may not be trying to settle down with anybody, and they may just want to be single and explore all the options that are out there to explore. So, yeah, I think you're kind of on point with your suspicions. I think so. So, okay, well, with that Eight of Cups down there at the end of the first spread, I think we got an idea of what the outcome is. So let's just grab the advice first. What's the advice for Aries in this situation? What's the advice? Ooh, Devil card reversed. Yeah, I mean, just if you even slightly suspect that there may be some toxicity in the mix, just remove yourself from it. Just remove yourself from it. Yeah, and hey, I'll even go as far as to say you don't owe anybody an explanation. Three of Cups, especially then I'm feeling like for some of you, you may have hard enough evidence. And especially if you got hard enough evidence, you definitely don't owe them a fucking explanation. You don't owe anybody an explanation anyways, but especially if you got stone cold, rock solid evidence that this person's full of shit, that they're beating around the bush, that they're not being 100% open and honest with you, or that they're just playing straight up fucking games. You don't owe them no explanation. And I'm saying it like that because when you're exchanging energy in a situation like this, you're playing with fire. And I know that if there is a sign in the zodiac that loves playing with fire, it's Aries. But that can create karma. I don't know if you care or not, but, creating karma today can easily affect you a year, 2 years down the line. It can fuck up the whole trajectory of your path. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what and what not to do. If you're going to walk away, I would do it as quietly as possible, just to minimize the karmic energy that you have to shed. Because whenever you walk away from anybody, I don't care who it is, don't care who you're walking away from, your number one priority is releasing that person's energy. That's your number one priority. Not a new relationship, not distracting yourself from the problem. If I walk away from you, my number one priority is going to be releasing your energy, because my priority is my path moving forward. And every energetic hook that you have in you affects your path moving forward. So it's best to minimize the karma that's created in a situation so that it doesn't fuck your path up moving forward. I mean, hey, do what you want. We're all adults here, so if you really, really, really want to let them know what time it is and give them a piece of your mind, okay. But, you're going to have one hell of a mountain to climb after you walk away from this. Okay, there's going to be one hell of a healing journey. And here's the choice that you have. Okay, you can either climb that mountain with 100 pounds strapped to your back, or you can climb that mountain with nothing strapped to your back. Creating a bunch of karma, that's what that's going to do. That's going to strap 100 pounds to your back, and you're going to have to climb a mountain with that shit on your back. Hey, if you're cool with that, then do what you do, by all means. But, yeah, just letting you know. All right, let's see if anything new is coming in for the singles in the third week of June. Anything new coming in? What's coming in next for the singles? Is there anything new coming in the third week of June? Ooh, Queen of Swords. Why does that always happen? Why does that always happen like that? I don't know. With the Hermit, yeah, I do think that there is somebody. Well, okay, so first of all, with this Hermit energy here, you may just be kind of wanting to lay low and stick to yourself. But I do think there is somebody interested in you, but I just don't really think you're all that interested in them. I don't think so. I'm feeling like a lot of you, probably the majority of you, are getting to a point where you're saying, you know what, fuck some love. I'm going to focus on my money, on my career. I'm going to just do me. Just everybody leave me alone. Everybody leave me alone. You put your hood up, you hide yourself, and, you know, just focusing on your goals. Work and finance is where I see most of you putting the majority of your energy. And yeah, there may be another love offer come in. And I think there's a few of you who know what I'm talking about. And they're like, oh, no. So what this feels like, dude. Okay, well, let's at least see what this person's true intentions are. I don't know, maybe some of you don't care, but I'm curious. At least see what their true feelings and intentions are. Are they really trying to like be with you, or what? What's this person's truest intentions? Page of Swords. The Fool card. I don't know. I don't really think they've thought it through. This person's just lonely. Yeah, they're lonely, and they probably don't really feel like they have too many other options. Probably not. So I don't even know if they've really thought through exactly what their intentions are. They're just lonely. You know? When you got somebody who is just lonely, and they just want to be in a relationship just to have somebody in their life to distract them from their own thoughts. They're not really thinking it through logically. You know, I think we've all been there. I know I've been there, where you just can't stand being by yourself. Can't stand the sound of your own thoughts. You know, you can't stand being with yourself, and you just want to have somebody to make you feel better about yourself so you don't feel like such a piece of shit. You know, just out of loneliness. No reason other than loneliness. You're not thinking logically. You know, you're not really thinking about what actually having a whole other personality mixing with your personality is going to be like long term. And then, you know, having to learn that person and them having to learn you. And you're not thinking about all that. All you're thinking about is I'm lonely, I'm empty, I'm needy, I need somebody around. You know, I feel like a loser because I'm alone. I need somebody to make me feel like not such a loser. It's all you're really thinking about. So that's kind of where I'm feeling like this person's energy is, honestly. I think so. But on a positive note, I don't think they have bad intentions. That's on a positive note. So it's not like their head's popping off the pillow in the morning like, all right, how can I blow smoke up somebody's ass? How can I manipulate somebody to get what I want? You know, who can I fuck over? Who can I play games with? I'm not seeing that energy. You know, but I think that, you know, they would actually like to settle down and have a long-term stable relationship. They're just not thinking about it logically. It's kind of like when you ask a little kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? You ask like a little 8-year-old kid, and they say, a doctor, you know? And it's like, that's cool, and they mean it. But does that little kid know what it takes to become a fucking doctor? No, they don't. They couldn't even begin to wrap their mind around what that journey would be to become a doctor. And, so similarly, I don't think this person's really genuinely thinking that far ahead into what it is that they want. They're just lonely and they want to be in a relationship, but their intentions are good. Make sense? All right, well, let's grab the advice for the single Aries for the 3rd week of June. What's the advice? What is the advice? Hey, Queen of Wands. Yo. Hang on. Queen of Wands. Well, don't settle for anything less than what you want and what you deserve. Don't settle for less. Now, I always get nervous when I give this advice, because if I say one thing the wrong way, I'm afraid that you could take that the wrong way and fuck up a potential good connection. So I got to be real careful how I word shit. Now, don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't feel right. But at least try to gain an understanding if it doesn't feel right. I'm not saying that as soon as one thing feels funny, take off running. No, you at least take the time to see if you can figure out what's going on. Like if I'm connecting with you and it don't feel right, something's off. Okay, well, I'm immediately going to notice that. And I'm going to try to at least maybe keep you at an arm's distance while I figure out what that is. Maybe it's me. Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Maybe you're triggering an insecurity in me, or maybe it's you. Maybe I'm picking up on something that's off about you. Maybe we're just an energetic mismatch. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see if either A, I can figure out what it is, or B, the problem just sorts itself out and then we come together, because that happens sometimes. Maybe you connect with somebody, whether it's a friend or a coworker, whatever, and the energy's just off in the beginning. You ever I'm sure you've met somebody that when you first met them, you didn't fucking like them, and then you ended up being best friends with them because, maybe they were just going through something, or maybe you were going through something, or whatever. And then after a little bit, the energy kind of sorted itself out, So you at least want to take the time and think things through and see if you can gain an understanding behind what doesn't feel right or why it doesn't feel right. But you have to be able to draw that line in here after a certain point. Of man, it just doesn't feel right being around you. Something's off about you, and it ain't going away. Matter of fact, every time I talk to you, it gets worse. Every time I'm around you, I feel worse. It gets heavier, and whenever an issue starts persisting and getting heavier and worse, that's when the universe is telling you back away from this. Because this is telling me that the majority of you are on a straight and narrow path to attracting your actual person. Okay. Now, the thing you want to understand about attracting your person, don't waste your time trying to figure out who your person is. Okay. Don't do that. I promise you, when you meet your person, you're not going to be racking your brain trying to figure out if they're your person. I promise you that. You ain't going to have to come ask me. You're not going to have to sit around and study their every move and put them through all these tests. And you ain't, no. There will be such a clear sense of energetic transparency between you and your person. I'm not saying that you're necessarily going to know that they are the one necessarily, but you will know enough about what their feelings and intentions are and where you stand with them and where this connection is going, that the likelihood that you're going to want to ask a bunch of questions about it is slim. Learn to identify who your person is not. Who your person is not. That's what you want to learn how to identify. Do I believe that the universe picked a divine life partner for me who would communicate so poorly that I would be confused about how they feel about me after we've been dating for 3 months? If I've been dating you for 3 months and I don't know if I can trust you, I'm not 100% sure how you feel about me. I don't know where I stand with you. Does that sound like the person the universe picked for me? I don't think so. A matter of fact, I haven't given this advice in a while. There's a lot of new faces in here now. I heard a little quote. Little short, sweet, simple quote. Kind of reminds me of a haiku. It might be a haiku, actually. I'm not sure. But when I heard this little quote, dude, this changed the course of my whole path. The quote goes like this. If they really want you, you'll know. If they're not that into you, you'll be confused. When I heard that, I was like, dude, duh. No shit. Now, is that a blanket statement that covers every single person and every single situation? Honestly, who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But that's when I started thinking, do I believe that the universe is such a moron that it picked a divine life partner for me who would leave me confused about what their feelings and intentions are? I don't think the universe is that stupid. I believe that when I finally meet my person, I'm going to know how that person feels about me. I'm going to know what their intentions are. And I'm going to know for a fucking fact that I can trust that person. So from that point forward, anytime I found myself dealing with somebody sending me mixed signals, hot and cold, on and off, in and out, acting one way one day, another way another day, or just for whatever reason, I found myself sitting around racking my brain trying to figure out how somebody felt about me. I bring that little quote to mind. If they really want you, you'll know. If they're not that into you, you'll be confused. Gotcha. I don't think you're the person the universe picked for me. Deuces. Later. Bye. Now that was a hard path to walk, dude. That was hard. I fucking walked away from some connections that tore me to pieces to walk away from. But I tell you one thing, I avoided and completely bypassed so much meaningless, nonsense, childish fuckery and bullshit. And I made a beeline straight towards my divine life partner. See if that helps. If something doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to walk away. I don't know about you, but I would rather be alone than with somebody that I don't know if I can trust. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Aries family needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is right down here in the description, okay? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.